I never imagined a single text message could shatter 10 years of trust. Yet there I stood, in the middle of our living room, suitcase half-packed, as my wife, Emily, hurled accusations across the space that used to feel like home. "You were going to leave me, weren't you?" she cried, voice trembling between anger and heartbreak. "You were planning it behind my back." Her hands shook as she held out her phone. On the screen was a message I'd sent my brother the night before. "I don't know how much longer I can live like this. I'm thinking of leaving." It wasn't a plan, it was a confession. A quiet, desperate admission I hadn't been brave enough to say out loud. But Emily didn't see it that way. "Emily, listen to me," I said, voice low but steady. "I wasn't planning to leave. I was venting. That's all." She cut me off with a bitter laugh. "Don't lie to me, Daniel. You were already halfway gone." I exhaled, trying to keep calm. "I've been trying to talk to you for months. Every time I do, you shut me down. I love you, but we're not the same people anymore. I just needed space to think." Her arms crossed, her jaw locked tight. "You can have all the space you want. Get out." And just like that, 10 years together, 5 of them married, ended with the slam of a door. I didn't argue. I packed a few essentials, left everything else behind, and drove to my brother's place. The silence in the car felt heavier than air. Even my wedding ring weighed like lead on my finger. But beneath the heartbreak, something else stirred. A quiet suspicion that something didn't fit. Emily's reaction had been too sudden, too violent. She'd gone from distant to furious overnight. Then I thought of her sister, Lily. Lily had been around a lot lately, helping Emily while she took on extra work hours. I'd never trusted her completely. Too smooth, too nosy, too interested in our finances. But I never had proof. Until 3 days later. Emily texted, "Come get your stuff. I don't want it here." When I arrived, the house felt hollow, like it had been drained of warmth. She wasn't home, but the front door was unlocked. I packed quietly, avoiding memories. Then, while searching for my passport in the office drawer, I noticed something strange. A torn envelope from our joint savings account. The balance scribbled in the corner was far lower than I remembered. Curious, I logged into the account on my phone. My heart dropped. Over $30,000 gone. Withdrawn bit by bit over several months. Every transaction labeled home expenses. But there hadn't been any big purchases. One transfer jumped out. $2,500 sent to an account under the name E. Jensen, Lily's last name. My pulse hammered. I started taking screenshots. Every withdrawal, every date, every note. My hands trembled as the picture became clear. Someone had been quietly draining our savings. But the worst part? I couldn't tell if Emily was part of it. That night, I paced my brother's living room like a man losing his mind. "Dan, are you sure about this?" he asked, studying my phone. "Positive," I said. "Lily's been taking money for months. But Emily's signature is on the approval forms. Either she's involved, or Lily's using her access." He frowned. "You think that's why Emily exploded on you? Maybe Lily told her something first." The thought hit me like cold water. What if Lily had framed me to cover her tracks? That would explain everything. Emily's sudden rage, the false accusations, the rush to push me out before I could discover the truth. The next morning, I decided to confront Lily. She worked as a freelance designer, usually from cafes around town. I found her easily, sitting by the window at our local coffee shop, sipping a latte like she didn't have a care in the world. "Daniel," she said with feigned surprise. "Didn't expect to see you. How's exile treating you?" I forced a smile. "Funny you ask. I've been doing a bit of accounting lately, checking up on our finances." Her hand froze midair. The smile faltered just enough to give her away. "Oh yeah, I said softly, leaning forward. "So tell me, Lily, what's an E. Jensen doing with $30,000 of our money?" The color drained from her face. She tried to laugh it off. "That's ridiculous, I don't." I slid my phone across the table. Screenshots. Bank logo. Transaction history. Her eyes darted from the screen to me. "You don't understand," she stammered. Emily knew. She said it was fine. She told me it was for investments. My stomach twisted. You're lying. She said you agreed. That it was part of your retirement plan. I almost laughed, but it came out more like a choke. You expect me to believe Emily approved that without ever mentioning it in 5 years? Her lips quivered. I needed the money, okay? It was just a loan. I was going to pay it back. I stood, heart pounding. You didn't just steal from me. You stole from your sister. Daniel, please don't tell her, she begged, panic rising in her eyes. She'll hate me. She'll never forgive me. And that's when it hit me. Emily didn't know. If she had, she wouldn't have thrown me out. She would have hidden it. Controlled it. No, Lily had turned her against me first, to keep me from discovering the truth. That night, I sent Emily everything, screenshots, chat logs, even an audio recording of Lily admitting to the theft. I didn't expect her to reply. But an hour later, my phone buzzed. Emily, come over. Please. When I arrived, she was waiting in the living room, eyes red, mascara streaked. She looked smaller somehow, like the anger had drained out of her. Is it true? She whispered. Yes, I said quietly. Every word. Lily's been stealing from us for over a year, and she framed me so you would notice. Her lips trembled. She told me you were cheating, that you were hiding money. She even showed me proof, messages, transfers. Fake, I said bitterly. All of it forged. She knew you'd believe her before you'd believe me. Tears poured down her cheeks as she buried her face in her hands. Oh God, Daniel, what have I done? I didn't answer. The silence said enough. After a long pause, she whispered, I told you to leave. I threw you out because I trusted her more than you. I swallowed hard. You wanted to believe her because it was easier than admitting you were wrong. She nodded weakly. You're right. The air between us felt heavy with everything that used to be ours. 10 years of love, laughter, and shared dreams, now poisoned by betrayal. In the days that followed, Emily cut off contact with Lily and filed a police report. The investigation confirmed everything: forged documents, fake IDs, unauthorized withdrawals. Lily had been using Emily's credentials to access the joint account. She was arrested 2 weeks later. Emily tried to mend things after that: apologies, late-night talks, even therapy. But some breaks are too deep to heal. Trust doesn't switch back on once it's gone. I stayed at my brother's for months, unsure if forgiveness was even possible. Some nights, I almost texted her, but then I'd remember the look in her eyes when she told me to leave, how certain she was that I was the villain. That's what betrayal does. It rewrites your story before you even realize it. 6 months later, I stopped by to collect the last of my things. Emily met me at the door with a faint, sad smile. You look better, she said softly. Healthier. I feel better, I replied. Time helps. She nodded, staring down at her hands. I still love you, you know. I know, I said. And I'll always care about you. But love isn't the same as trust.